Hey, Drunken Cock fans, this is Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, welcoming you all to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4. Just a friendly reminder, this is an adult show. It contains adult content and heavy situations. Please be warned. If you're not an adult, now's your time to leave. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. Welcome back to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. It's Season 4, Episode 11. Yes, we survived the Great Flood of 7-Eleven. Now, most Great Floods have a name because they're associated, at least up here, with some type of storm system that has a name. This was the nameless one. So I'm referring to it as the Great Flood of 7-Eleven. I don't know if 7-Eleven company will try to sue me for such, but who cares? Because they don't know who I am. Anyways, I'm here with G-Dubs as always. We got a lot of show to get into. Let's get it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The studio still stands. Welcome back. It's so humid and warm in here. I'm not even wearing a tie. It's kind of like we got into the after show early. That's right. I'm, of course, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. Very unprofessional this evening because today it's been a hell of a week. A lot's gone on. A lot doesn't look anything like it used to, and we'll get into that. There's a lot to get into tonight, so I will get right to the main attraction. Please help me welcome my man, my boy, my comrade, a man who looks absolutely sexy in some white headphones. Please help me welcome Mr. G.W. Foley.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. If you're gonna beef, yo, bring the ruckus.
Yeah.
I said it backwards. 8:03 on the dot.
Nailed
Bam.
it.
We got the alerts. And, someone bothering Hickory.
Jason.
What up, Jason?
Hope you're all right.
How's it going? So I know I'm going to keep this brief because I know we're going to be talking about the flood in the episode.
Of course.
But I want to say I love my wife. She's incredible. And she
fair,
doesn't...
I love her too.
Yes. Yes.
Not nearly in the same way, but...
Different type of love. But it's still love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
It's not the love.
Yeah. But I love her. Like she's incredible.
The love. Yes.
Yes. The big L. And the reason why I say this is she doesn't really tell me no often. Like I'll come to her with my harebrained schemes and she'll be like, okay. Well, I guess so. And let me go on my doofy way. Like I do a lot of stupid shit, and she lets me get away with it, which is quite amazing to find in a partner. She so there's that. But when she does tell me not to do something, that means I really listen. Because like she's like looking out for me and she knows I will do something stupid. And that's love. That's love right there. Monday I was going to go to school during the flooding and I stopped by her work to say hi and to drop something off. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm going to school. And she's like, bullshit you are. You're marching your ass back home. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. I
Yes,
will
I am.
march my ass back home. But like, it was great. Like, the plus side of the storm, like, besides like chaos all around me, is that I got to spend an extra 2 days with my wife. And I'm happy about that because I like her and I love her, and I always want to spend time with her. That's all I got. Let's turn it over to the real reason why we gather here. Hickory, the drunk and underwhelming.
Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. My magic trick today is the studio is still here. Quite the feat, I must say. Just a humble brag. I didn't know if I was actually going to be. We had no idea if we'd actually be in the studio today. We didn't know if I was going to be able to get back to the studio today, because that was definitely a concern there for a minute. Let me share a couple photos from my personal selection before we get into the shit show that is my non-personal selection. That one. Okay. Sorry, I gotta share screen. Yeah, we're not really gonna need audio for these anyways. This was the first video I took of something. This was just the washout after. That was after Friday. So on Friday in Killington, there was a washout. Oh yeah, earlier on was Skidmaro said, "What's up, Hickory GW?" Skidmaro, thanks.
What's up, buddy?
Brother. We hope you're doing well, and you're gonna hear us talk about some shit you probably don't know about. You may have seen it on the national news. We have been making national headlines, but not really like Bridgewater, which has been more or less. It was heavily impacted. Bridgewater, Woodstock. Ludlow was especially hit. Barry,
Yeah,
pretty fucked right now. And I'm not trying to I'm not trying to downplay any town that got hit. It was very different. So I keep hearing people say, and we'll get into the whole Irene debate in a minute, because I keep hearing people say like, "Oh, it was worse than Irene." And I was like, yes and no. It depends on where you were. The worst part that I thought was the hard part is Irene. Like, we knew there was a heavy ass tropical storm coming in. Or basically, we knew a hurricane was coming in.
Yeah.
That was downgraded to a tropical storm by the time I got here. But, like, we knew. And we had, like, days' notice. Like, hey, this thing's probably going to hit us. Same with Sandy. But nothing, it swerved off course and really fucked New York instead of Vermont. But we had warning for those. This one was like, oh, yeah, we're going to have some rain. And some rain turned out to be, like, 9 inches in some places.
Yeah.
Which is fucking insanity, dude. Skimaro said, happy wife, happy life. Amen to that, brother. Jason said, Hardwick got fucked hard. Yeah. A lot of places did. Jason, I hope you guys are all right. You and yours. Jason, I forgot to tell you that, GW. He actually wrote me to check on us.
Oh.
Make sure we're okay. And I appreciate that, brother. I hope you
what
and yours
a mensch.
are safe. An awesome guy, I must say. But yeah, I'll share some photos. So this was, I took that one early on just so I had a perspective photo. That was early on just to say, hey, the river's kind of flooded. And then later that day, I was like, oh yeah, that water's right up on the lawn. Like that's the difference from that morning to that afternoon. So what happened with us? The rain came in. What was it? Sunday to Monday.
Yeah.
So over Sunday night. Was it Sunday night? Sunday night, yeah, because we came back yesterday. So Sunday, we stayed here. It was supposed to rain heavy. It didn't start until late. The wife got up, checked multiple times throughout the evening. She woke me up about 4 and was like, hey, the river's kind of high. I got up, we packed some stuff, we loaded the car just in case. As soon as we saw a wave go over the lawn across the road, which is still, if the river raises up above the lawn across the road, we're another 4.5 feet higher. like where the foundation sits, as opposed to that part of the river, because it kind of like my property in the front slants down like 1.5 feet, 2 feet, goes across the road, and then there's another like 2.5 feet slant from the road to the bank of the river. And as soon as we saw it like splash up and hit the grass, we were like, yeah, let's pack the cat now so we don't have to worry about this. And we got the hell out of there. And we went to 506, which is the wife that the hotel that the beautiful assistant runs, or one of the two hotels. Because we were thinking about going to Killington, but we didn't know. Killington just had a landslide on Friday, and so we weren't sure about going up there. So anyways, we went to 506, and we were there for the morning and chatting with other people who barely made it to work. And we're like, okay, it's bad, but it's not that bad. And then we went to town to go fill my tank, my car. And we were driving through town, and I stopped at my work, and I noticed this is what my workplace looked like at 9 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Just to be clear, this dumpster and this dumpster are floating in this photo. This is an office building with a bakery on the other side. This is the driveway of the store, and over to the left here is where the actual store is. There's 3 dumpsters there, and they should be sitting there, and there. These compost bins usually are over here with an electric fence around them because we had bear issues. But yeah, that's water was about, I don't know, 2 or 3 feet back door. That's like a ramp I walk up every work day before I walk into the building. And this was about 9:30. Skidmore said, weather forecaster, easiest job in the world, it may rain. 9 inches later, well, I said it might rain. Yes, that's exactly kind of what happened here. So yeah, this is usually, as you can see, this is where cars park. And that is the Workman in front of the, this is an office building over here, and a bakery here, and then more offices on the other end. Like the bakery's kind of like in the center of the building. Like that's the bakery door. And then there's like the bakeries in there, and there's some offices over here and offices over there. And yeah, just a crazy. That was like 9:30, right? And then
Yeah.
So we went back through. At that point, we had gone and checked that out, and we went back to the hotel. Things were fine. Things were starting to recede. We went back through, like, the river had gone down quite a bit. We're like, okay, we should go get some food. There's a bunch of guests in the hotel. The kitchen's going to be busy, so we don't want to bother them. Otherwise, we would have just like ordered burgers and been fine or whatever. But like they have a bunch of guests, so we're like, screw it, we'll run in the grocery store. So we go to the grocery store at 4. We probably spend like 10 or 15 minutes. Skimora said, glad y'all are okay. Yeah, thank you, Skimora. I appreciate that. So we spend like, I don't know, 10 minutes sticking around the grocery store, picking out burgers and buns and some beer and some other random shit. And like a couple snacks. We're like, okay, we don't know how long this is going to last. You know what I mean? We could be here. We could be at the hotel for a couple days. Don't know what's going to happen. Don't know what the roads look like back home. We had seen our friend's property flooded when we were leaving at 5 a.m. We're like, we know it's probably not good. We're driving back from the grocery store, and we start to pull into the place, and there's a stretch alongside the river for a business called Fine Paints that goes by. And it goes by White Cottage, and then Dead River and the White Mill. Woodstock Farmers Market, which is my place of employment as a muggle. And we're there. The wife said, you're telling her Becky story, stay on track. So we drive back through, and we get stopped right by Fine Paints by a town truck that says, no, go up and around. I was like, thought he was going to tell us to turn around, and I was like kind of nervous. And he's like, no, go take up Rose Hill. So we go on the back road that goes up over that section of road. And we get to the end of Rose Hill where I can look down and see my work. And it is way worse than this, and I should have, if I was good at hosting, I would have pulled up the photo ahead of time. But the photo of my work after. See if I can. At that time, it was about a foot deep on the store, and it was about a foot deep on the store, and then I got home, and of course, it was the video I saw, which I wish I could find. Oh wait, no, I know where I can find the photo. Sorry. Yes, I am telling a backstory, Wifekins, and I'm blaming you, mostly. Actually, I have a photo on my Facebook. Because a bunch of people were reaching out yesterday, which is absolutely incredible. I appreciate everyone who did.
I didn't. I said, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I was messaging the group so everyone knew that, like, that one. And that was what the store looked like at 4 o'clock when we went by.
Yeah.
Just about, 4 feet deep?
Yeah,
there,
give or take.
Maybe? The beautiful assistant sent it to me. So to be clear, there is a fucking 16-foot drop on a normal day. There's a 16-foot drop from the bank at the back of my work to where the river is. And this is where the water was.
Yeah.
Was 4 feet above where I normally stand. So the water in that river was 20 feet higher than normal. Which is crazy because it flooded this entire area. It actually tore out the road in between by the White Cottage and 4 will be closed there for quite a few weeks. I don't know how long.
Yeah.
But like it's gone. Like that section of Route 4 is gone. The person in the video is like, you can't even tell what the stuff floating out there is. And the other person's like, that looks like plants from their garden center. Like, yeah. Said, yeah, I think you're fired from getting photos and info to share. I'll be taking that over. Oh, that'd be great. We've been looking for a producer for a long time, and if the beautiful assistant's actually willing to help, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you for volunteering.
That. Yeah, that's great. We
need that. What, 4 fucking years we've been saying that we need somebody to produce for us.
Yeah, and finally, a beautiful assistant's like, you know what? Maybe I'll step up. This was a video I took from my house yesterday. How much water was in the trash can?
Oh, your audio just broke out.
Oh, am I still here?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the amount of water from a trash can that I left open on Saturday in my front yard. See how much water that is? It's got to be like, and I don't know, I guess it doesn't technically work as a measure because it's a little bit wider at the mouth than it is at the base, right?
Yeah.
But it's still, there was like
a shit ton of water in there.
14 to 16 ounces of water in there. Oh, shit. See, you can't do that, Wifekins. Now I got, click off, and then I'm all fucked up. Okay, what'd you say? Send a photo. Okay, yep, there we go. This was, it was that deep. Like, 'cause she stuck the rake in it to measure it. That was our measuring device. So I don't know. I didn't measure how far that is, but it's like 14 inches, 15 inches of water in that trash can.
Enough to hurt if you got pegged by it.
Yeah, like enough that I wouldn't want it to be put into a balloon and thrown at me.
Yeah.
You know, it was enough water that like it, I'm not going to say it took a lot of effort to tip the trash can over. Skidmore said, y'all have mosquitoes up that way?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You know what I like to do, Skidmore? It's been kind of a Jason said lol. Yeah, that photo is kind of funny too. It's like she's got clown the doink, doink the clown's dong in her hand right there.
All I can think of is hee hee, hee hee, hee hee.
Oh, turn it into a dog, honey. Turn it into a dog. We could use one of those. Yes, we do have mosquitoes up here, and what I absolutely love to do, which I actually did with this one, is I like to leave when it rains, and I have like my garden cart or my trash can or they'll get worse, he said. A little bit. But what I do to curb this mosquito population is like I like to leave my garden cart and a couple 5-gallon buckets out, and I let them get rain in them, and then I'll check them. And then whenever I see mosquito larvae in there, like I'll wait till I see some, and then I'll take it and I'll dump it out on the road. Because I am purposely letting the mosquitoes breed there so I can kill their babies. I'm aborting mosquitoes one larvae sack at a time, hoping I'm making the world better. But yeah, that was this was a live video we saw when we got back to the hotel.
That's nuts.
What was crazy is that when we drove by 30 minutes before this, one of my like supervisors and a couple people were sandbagging the back door. You know what I mean? So it was like literally enough water that it was high, but like it had gone down so much that the lower part of the driveway that was completely submerged in my photos had receded enough that they were like cleaning up that area, getting the dumpsters put back in their spot. The big scare was that there's a full we used to rent one, we bought one, an outdoor produce cooler, or not a produce cooler, an outdoor walk-in cooler.
Yeah.
Which is probably like 20 by 10 or 12 wide, I want to say. Like, it's a pretty good size cooler. And we used to rent one. We finally bought one, and we have it outside, out back behind that other building. That thing was floating. And I hope that didn't get lost, because that thing was like a fairly big investment as far as the company goes. But yeah, it's just sad because we had no idea, man. Like, I had a good amount of product there, and like had I had any inkling, like my last day of work was Saturday. So to set it up, I am on vacation this week, was my game plan. I was on vacation from my fucking muggle job. I had busted my ass the past couple weeks figuring out how to schedule everyone to cover my days off, how to get the orders done enough that I could hand it off to the second in command and be like, hey, you have to do this order, and this order. Everything else is taken care of. Everything for the kitchen that I order is taken care of. Everything for the bakery I order is taken care of. Everything except like these few things that I want to put in your hands because I'm going to like test how you do. And I don't like, I'm not like that judgy about it. I'm just like, I think you can do this, and I'd like to see you do it because I'm very well aware that you can do it. And Skidmore said some Yahoo down the river be having a sweet produce cooler. Quite possibly.
Yeah, that's one hell of a beer fridge.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that for the house, dude. That'd be really sweet to have outside during the summer.
It's like half your property, man.
Dude, I'd replace a car with a cooler that size, no problem. Can you imagine? We could pay people, like we could charge a fee to come over, like chill in it in the summer. We charge people like you can put the cooler, hang out at like 40 degrees. You put your beers in there and just have a party in the cooler. We'll string up lights and have a stereo system in there.
Okay.
I mean, I'm thinking there's a market, dude. Anyways, yeah, I don't know where I was going. That market, scary. We're going down tomorrow to check things out. I spent the first day of my vacation canceling all of the orders for the next few weeks, and literally undoing all of the extra work I did on Saturday before I left for vacation, because I literally spent in extra time to get everything ordered and ready for the following week. And the worst part is knowing that had I just decided on Saturday I was going to steal 4 ribeyes and a tenderloin. Nothing different would have been on Tuesday morning, and it makes me sad. Like, I'm like, if I had known, I could have literally taken that steak with me that my department had and put them in the fridge at 5:06 and been like, hey, worst comes to worst, if the rain isn't bad, I'll bring them back tomorrow morning. Or if we lose everything in the store, they're mine. And I'd have a freezer full of really nice steak right now. But those steaks, unfortunately, were river brine marinated. And so the game plan is to try to shoot a video tomorrow behind the counter for work. Because people really like when I do videos for the market. And it's funny because they always act like I've never like been on camera before because they have no idea that this is like what I do for fun. And they're always like, oh my God, you're so good on camera. So I'm going to do one tomorrow that's like, hey guys, Kyle from the Woodstock Farmers Market, just letting you know, we have the freshest trout you've ever seen. They were just swimming through the building 36 hours ago. Yeah, it's going to be fun. But no, seriously, we can't wait till we see you guys come back through the doors because that means we have jobs again.
Yeah.
So yeah, go on down tomorrow to check it out, help clean up, and fucking crazy times in Vermont. Anyways, that's enough about me. Let's get into other people's crazy times. GW, you ready to get into the regular show, my friend?
Let's do this shit.
Let's do it. Yeah, what? Oh, I forgot to change the overlays. Look at that.
Oh, geez.
Oh, bad.
Oh,
I picked the wrong one. Yeah, I'm going to delete that. I'm sorry. Let's take that right out of the availability chart there. My goodness. Anyways, I hope everybody out there is safe, happy, and having a good July. A better one than we have. We went from 4th of July to shit show in less than 7 days. So, who knows? At this point, I'm willing to say I had a better Pride Month than I've had a July so far. I'm glad. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I didn't lose anything. None of my friends were hurt. None of my friends were injured. I do know someone from work whose house got flooded. I don't know the extent of it. I really do hope that he's all right and his wife and his cats are all right. But everyone else I've talked to seems to be okay. A lot of people were trying to get out to see friends right away, which was not possible. Route 4 was pretty fucking sketchy for a while. It's finally open today. We were able to go from Woodstock to Killington and probably down to Rutland just fine. That being said, I was sad to say today that I will not be attending Movie Roast on Friday. This fine, sexy, foxy fucker will be down there roasting Dirty Dancing with Pierre Vachon. And there's a guest.
Paul Tenney.
Paul Tenney down there at the Marquee Theater, Middlebury, Vermont, who did experience some flooding. Thoughts go out to them. I don't think it was as bad as times past. Pierre, shout out to Pierre. His shop did take a little water, but things seem to be all right.
Yeah.
He said it seems to happen almost every hard rain, so that's better because my river doesn't get to almost coming up on the road on a hard rain. This was a very special event, something that probably hasn't happened since Irene, as far as we go. Although I don't think we were officially evacuated, which we chose to evacuate ourselves, mostly because my wife decided, we need to go, and because we didn't want to be there wrestling the cat, like at the last moment. The beautiful assistant is she responded to the show and it just popped up. I hate that, man. I hate when
God damn it.
Show announcements. Anyways, let's cover a couple of flood photos from my hometown. This is from the mill. That's the other side of the parking lot of the mill, G-dubs.
Yep.
I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah. Colin showed me some photos because I reached out to see how he was doing. And he showed me some of those.
Oh, I went the wrong way. There is a lot of photos in the local here. This was early on. It's up to the road from here down the bridge. Some early flooding, July 10th, 9:36 a.m. This was already July 10th at 10:30. Barnard Chattagie's impassable. Yeah, this is Barnard Chattagee Road. I'm pretty sure there's still some folks stuck up there. The wife said, "Smart wife." Yeah, I agree. It turns out like we didn't need to leave, but I'm glad we did, because fighting with the cat last minute's a pain in the balls. It was much better to pack and we packed the smart stuff. Like I packed literally my computer, my backup hard drive, the camera, lenses, accessories, important documents, rifles, like guns, stuff that was unreplaceable. You know what I mean? And not even all of them, to be honest, just like 2/3. like enough that I was like, if I get pulled over, there's gonna be a lot of fucking questions if they decide to search the car. And I'd be like, why are you traveling with this many rifles? Like, well, because I didn't want them to be, I don't want to be buried in the bank fucking 2 miles down from my property, officer. Where I said, wonder if Biden will tour your state. Probably wouldn't know what state he was in, though. That's a good point. He did. I did see an article post, news clip, whatever, the other day that was like, Governor Scott just got off the phone with President Biden, and he's aghast at the amount of damage done by this flood. And it showed a picture of Governor Scott on the phone with him, like listening. And my wife was like, do you think he was actually talking to him when that took that photo? And I'm like, no, because he would have been like leaned in and squinting, trying to figure out what he was saying. like I don't imagine the president calls you and you're just like, you guys are going to send me a transcript after, right? Like, just to be clear, like you're going to send me a transcript of what he was trying to say, right? Because
yeah,
that's really what matters at this point, because what he actually says doesn't. Anyways, let's go. This was on Blanchard Road.
What the fuck is that car thinking?
No, and you can't hear the audio, but she just said, I don't think that's passable. Some more. I'm not quite sure where this is. But yeah, it's definitely the river running through property that's not normally a river. As you can see, the grass right here. Grass doesn't normally grow or get mowed in the middle of a river. To be clear. I actually know where this is now. Is that one? This is my road. This is about less than a half mile from my studio and my house. This is what it looks like so I live like up here somewhere, basically. This is like, so what happens here is this road comes up and ends. This is Center Road in Bridgewater, and it splits off to Barnard Chattagee Road that goes out that way. And then Daly Hollow goes that way, and then a couple other roads shoot off Daly Hollow way the fuck back. But this is Center Road. This is my road right now. That's what it looks like. That is the church next to this bridge, and sustained some fairly decent damage. People do live there. Be clear. Luckily, everyone was safe. What I've heard, I haven't heard of a single person that's missing around our area. Property seriously damaged, unfortunately. No lives have been lost, what I hear. But yeah, this is the bridge by my house. And this is the good side, G-dubs.
Yeah.
That's the good side, and this is going over to the bad side, as you can see. That road. The craziest part about this that doesn't really show in this picture is that you can like look down from there into the river and see like chunks of the yellow line, like laying. I'll try to take some photos tomorrow. Just a random kayak somewhere. Black Pearl. That's random boats, and yeah, unfortunately, this person's property got seriously hit too. They were doing some free stuff. This is my wife's photo from today. So this is from the other angle of the same thing. As you can see, the yellow line is just completely gone right there. And that's how far it got ate over. It was, what, a third of a way through the other lane?
Yeah.
And this used to go out like 2-3 feet from the road and then drop off. Like there was, this was actually something they fixed post Irene. And
did a bang up job.
Well, the funniest part was it didn't even get fixed because it's it didn't necessarily get fixed because like it was affected during Irene so much. It was just like a preemptive thing, and it still got banged up. A couple of the spots they fixed during Irene I saw on 4 are definitely shoddy and getting fixed. But yeah, this one's crazy. I do wish photos could really encapsulate how bad the other parts of that part of the road look. Like on the neighbor's property, this one you can kind of see behind. That got all messed up over here. They gained like 3/4 of an acre because the river this part over here where the rocks are.
Yeah.
They gained like 3/4 of an acre because the river rerouted in a different trajectory. Like it's just a completely different river now. It's fucking crazy. And yeah, glad my friends and everyone I know are safe, and prayers for those who aren't. As I almost posted the other day, like I'm not a religious dude, but like I almost prayed the other night, which is means I was mildly terrified. G-dubs, how's it down there in Rutland?
There's for the most part things are fine. A lot of people had days off. There was a little bit of flooding in the lower areas. But for the most part, like, we good. Like, we're more worried about trying to get out of Rutland.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think even, like, 7 is closed in some parts. Like, we can't go south because those were hit.
Yep.
Like, the only direction we can really leave in is west.
Okay, so here we got a couple more. These ones are from up. This is up the road from my house. This is a dirt road. You can tell this is just completely eating away this bank. That's a tree on a power line. This is the bridge up the road from my house, so I don't have to travel this to get to. I have to travel the other sketchy thing with the half a lane. To get away, like to get into town, away from my house. But this is, this is the bridge up the road from my house. Yeah, it's not looking great. This is pretty neat. That's a piece of mountain that's slowly being eaten. This actually wall is pure clay, which is fascinating to look at. It's just part of the reason. Friday and on Monday, although it wasn't there so much Monday. I could definitely smell it in the morning. The air smelled like earth, as like the rain and the water was like mixing up everything.
Yeah.
And I think this is why, because it's like half a mile up from my place. There's this giant clay node, basically, that's being eaten away by the river, and I think that was like why it was so like it smelled so much like just pure earth. I don't know. It made me curious. And I'm trying to go back because there's more. This was in Killington, where the rock slide was. This is with 4 open right now.
Wow.
Yeah, they've done a pretty good job at cleaning that up. Okay, so this was the neighbor's yard. This used to look like a park. Like, and right at that tree line is where the river went, and now the river goes over there. And this is like, they have like another 3/4 of an acre added on. It's the most bizarre, weirdest thing. But yeah, the river used to come right down, be like across the back of these trees, go this way, and then flow down. And now the river goes like straight for a while. And then it splits and part comes down and part just goes straight. Like, whoever owns this poor field back there, the field is no longer a field. It's like a river with a field running, 2 fields with a river running in between it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this property not only got screwed, they also gained like 3/4 of an acre. So it made me wonder. I'm like, how are they going to tax that? What's going to happen? That's wild. This is how high the sticks came up on my property. So you can't really tell there, but this is the fire pit. It's not a real high lying area, but it definitely came up higher than I was hoping. Given this was the only spot of lawn that was affected. And there is a couple spots where we lost some bank. See, we got some. This was the other day. Just water across the road everywhere. Fortunately, this is not a thing anymore. That's how high the river was. This was driving through Woodstock. Like, see how much water's on the road there?
Yeah.
This was the sketchiest thing I've ever driven. No joke. Like, we probably shouldn't have. This was on the way back from Bridgewater, Killington, or from Bridgewater, Woodstock. Yesterday, what we did was we went and saw the road was closed. Said screw it, went back to the hotel. Later on, we're like, yeah, let's go take a walk and see why the road is closed. Walked out. And when we were like halfway down our walk, that's when like traffic started coming through. So we're like, oh, it's open. So we went back, like kind of got ourselves mentally prepared, then drove back home, drove up to the house, and then Sean said, good evening, all. Sorry I was late. Not a problem, Sean. Just glad you're here, brother. Glad you're safe too, my friend. We went up to the house, checked on everything, make sure it was okay. Then drove back. This was the way back, so we're driving back to the hotel to pack everything and grab our cat, and then we came back home. This was yesterday during the day. This is our drive back to Woodstock, and you can see how much water's on the road there. Like, enough that this was kind of sketchy.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
Yeah, like that's enough that like everything about me is like I shouldn't have done that.
I should not have done that.
No, not at all. Like, that was probably one of the dumbest things I've done. But it was funny because my wife sitting in the passenger seat, she asked if I would drive on the way back so she could film because she drove the way there. And it didn't seem as bad when she was driving on the way there. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm like going, and the car starts to slow down a little bit. She's just like, hit the gas. I'm like, honey, I'm fucking on it. Like I'm pinning it right now. I don't want to get stuck in this. This is not. But yeah, there's lots of. That was the river at our house afterwards. Anyways. Yeah, what a fucking crazy time, G-dubs.
What a stormy bitch.
Yeah. I'm glad my friends are all right. I'm glad we're all right. Oh yeah, this was the yeah, so quite a bit, dude. I'd say it's like 14, 16 inches.
Did you see the kid in Montpelier going down the street in a floaty?
No. Skimara said if the road is washed underneath. Yeah, that was my concern too. There's some crazy footage out of Ludlow where there's like the railway like washed out like 20 feet underneath it. It just like is like the railroad's like 20 feet in the air. Because all the land washed out underneath it. Ludlow got hit way worse than we did this time.
Yeah.
Back during Irene, Killington got hit really bad, and I was in Killington. And this time, Bridgewater got hit pretty bad, and I'm in Bridgewater. It's
maybe it's you,
dude. Everything about this storm told me to move the fuck out of here. Like I literally. Oh, I still have my messages pulled up. Oops. I literally during this felt like it was Mother Nature being like, "You should get the fuck out of this place. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why did you buy a house here? I know this property has sentimental value, but you should have torn down the house, gotten it put up stupid shit till the tax value was $100 a year, and moved the fuck away." Mother Nature was like, "You could always move back here when you're ready to retire. You dumb son of a bitch. Get out of Vermont. This place is stupid. You shouldn't live in a socialist shithole." But here I am, pretending I like how much community we have here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah. I got a year, man. I got a year.
Yeah.
I have to make it a year.
But yeah, we'll talk about a couple other random topics that I thought were fun, just to try to, not think about how depressing this whole thing is. Skimara said, I saw a 6 by National Guard truck in 15 feet pit during Michael in Hope Mills, North Carolina. And a 15-foot pit. Oh. Yeah, that's a really expensive vehicle. Like a pit that had washed out and then it sank. Is that what you're... John said, move out, turn it to Airbnb for conservatives only. We need an alternative Airbnb for that. And not even conservatives, dude. Just people who politically align with me. Like there should be like a sourcing for that, where it's like it's not necessarily conservative. Although I agree with a lot of things, like you check off like the, I don't know.
We would never get anyone to go into the Airbnb.
No, I think you would find certain ones, and I think it would be successful.
You
think a Christian's going to stay at my place because I say I don't believe in God?
No. Which
is actually a discussion. So the funniest part about this whole fucking storm, G-dubs, is that on like Saturday? Was it Saturday? It might have been Saturday. I went to the store with my wife, and literally the guy at the store was like a friend of mine. His name is Mike. He's a cool guy. But he looks at me, he's like, Hickory? And he calls me that because like he knows me better as Hickory than he does as my God-given name, or my first name. He knows me better as a drunk magician than he does as a muggle. He's like, Hickory, do you believe in God? I was like, Mike, that's a fucking great question, my friend. That seems like it should take longer than a checkout transaction, but to be clear, no. I don't believe in like a god, like a single mythical feature that looks like a human that lives up in the sky and built everything. But I do believe in something more than humans. I do believe there might be like some giant net that like we all go through that we're all connected and shit. But I can't say I believe in a god. And then today my wife was like, do you think you telling Mike that you didn't believe in God was the thing that caused it?
I told you it's your fault.
Like, you know what, honey, it might be my fault. There's always a customer for a rental. It's only up to you to weed out the crazy. That's true.
They're all fucking crazy.
Skimaro said that it was a washout. They probably like, oh shit. Yeah, there's a couple of cars up here like that. And Barry, there's a couple. We saw one earlier. Although I felt like it was a dump job. Like, I honestly felt like the picture of the car I saw was like a 93 Camry or a 97 Camry. And it was like somebody just like, oh, hey, this is my chance to get rid of this old shit box and claim it. And let's go drive it up there by the bridge that collapsed and leave it. Like, hey, Bubba, how far do you think you can drive this into that? And he just like went until it stopped. And like, you know what, we'll leave it here. Hopefully the water will take it. We'll claim it on insurance. I feel like there might have been a bit to that, you know. Sean said there's always Sean also said we are the children of aliens and monkeys. It's very possible, my friend. I'm not gonna call you a liar.
If you fuck an alien that fucked a monkey, like,
wouldn't you have to fuck the offspring of the alien that fucked the monkey?
Well, that would be us in a cosmic sense. But
That's
I'm
true,
just thinking,
but it would be like the prime, like the initial version.
Yeah, like, would you fuck an alien that fucked a monkey?
I don't know. I wouldn't fuck most people. I'm just gonna go on a limb and say probably not an alien or a monkey.
What if the alien had really big tits?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or a big ass.
I'm like, there's lots of other things that could go wrong with that. What if it's like an octopus-looking alien? Like, I'm not really like, as much as like I can appreciate some tentacle porn from here and there. I'm not like an octopus guy. Like, there's no that if the alien looks like an octopus, there's zero chance of me even being able to maintain an erection. Let alone, actually fuck this thing.
But after it wrapped all the tentacles around your cock and just started, like, pulling?
I don't know. It would just feel like rope burn, I think. Because, like, I'd be so uninterested. Like, honestly, I'd want to kill it and eat it more than I would want to fuck it. Like, maybe that's just the caveman in me, GW.
What if its mouth looked like a vagina?
Maybe I'd fuck it and then eat it.
And it smelled really good.
I don't know. Like, it was already smelled grilled. According to the Book of Enoch, it was lab created. The human race that is, according to the book, humans are merely a genetically engineered slave. I mean, it's possible. To be honest, I tend to lean towards the theory that if there is super intelligent life that's visited us, it's the next evolution of us. And I have a theory about how I think there was, like, just like there was past evolutions of us that lived when we did, there was also future evolutions of us, like beings that were more intelligent than us, maybe not quite as physically capable, but far more intelligent. And those races decided that we were fucking stupid and went underground, and then realized as soon as we could get underground that they needed to develop technology to go underwater. And now they're hiding places that we can't go. And that's why we see, like, spacecraft come out of the ocean once in a while, and they have flying capabilities because they're way smarter than we are, and they know that we can't find them.
And that's what happened to the sub-full billionaires.
I still have a hard time not believing that was a scheme just to make those people disappear. You know what I mean? Like, it was like they were like, hey, man, we're not going to win these child support battles. Like, maybe we should just disappear. Like, I mean, like, what a better cover story for, like, a couple billionaires wanting to disappear. You like offer a dude and his kid a bunch of money to go disappear with you. And you're like, hey man, we can plan this out for a couple of years. We could funnel a bunch of money into offshore accounts that our wives don't know about. Like, that's kind of what I thought. That's always what I thought about the sub. Because it was so sketchy that it made me, I don't know. Maybe billionaires are that like like taking risks that much that it's like that's the only thing that gets them off anymore. Or those guys were completely like, dude, we're gonna pay you off to sink a sub, blow it up. We're all gonna pretend that we're dead, and we're gonna move to some country that we can pay off to make us disappear. And now they're all living in some country that can easily be paid off with a couple $1 million because they're corrupt as shit, and they have new identities, and they're just like chilling on a beach drinking margaritas and shit. Not dealing with their wives, not dealing with alimony, not dealing with any of their day-to-day bullshit running their companies. They're just going to like hang out and be normal people who have infinite money and will die happy. They're called handicapped. Eric Weinstein recently called for the need to include the handicapped to solve. I'm confused. Oh, sorry. They're called handicapped. Eric Weinstein recently called for the need to include the handicap to solve future problems. I'm confused. Like, for handicapped people to help solve future problems? Because it seems like it would be common sense, because those people would have the best view on the easiest way to overcome things. Right?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know where that's going. Anyways, we're going to talk about one thing before we get into the after show, so we didn't spend the entire show talking about how depressing this flood was. Let's talk about Vegas. This shit's crazy. This futuristic entertainment venue in Las Vegas is the world's largest spherical structure. G-Dubs, you saw this?
I did.
You watched the... of course. It's Heinz. Don't worry, guys.
I am not a ketchup fan.
Yeah, but that's okay. They do mustard and relish and other stuff too.
French's and the only mustard.
Pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
$580,000 square foot LED sphere costs $2.3 billion. That's gonna fit what? 18,000 people. Like, that's a fucking huge crowd. Like, that's an insane amount of people to have seated at one time.
I couldn't imagine selling that out.
Yes, Eric said they're an untapped resource, probably of the knowledge that none of us could actually attain, in reference to your statement about future humans being among us. Yeah, that's fair. So cool, man. Speaking of which, this thing is 16K.
Dude.
Like, so it looks real. Like, anything shot on this in good lighting looks real. Like, real enough that you can't tell the fucking difference. That's nuts. That's nuts to me. Like, 16K is indiscernible from real, right?
Yeah,
right? Like,
close, yeah.
like past 8K, I'm pretty sure. Like,
yeah.
Technically, like, even 4K sometimes, like, we don't have enough. Like, really good 4K is almost indiscernible from real life. Like, 16K is going to be like you won't be able to tell the difference between real and that if you're in it. You know what I mean? Like, there's always a kick. Like, there's always a, like, once we get to like 16K VR, like, you're not going to be able to tell the difference, other than like you don't actually feel people brush up against you. Like, that's going to be, you know what I mean? And then we'll develop the biohap suits that really, really work well, which they're pretty close to having now. But yeah, this shit's crazy. Like, that one's really cool. It looks like the moon crashed into Earth. Which makes me wonder how they got that good of a view of a 16K view of the moon, considering it's fake. Trigonometry is where I watched Eric speak on this. Very interesting. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Handicapped or an untapped resource. Anyways, that's all
upstairs.
I got. G-dubs, you got anything before we get on over to the after show?
Check me out Friday.
That's right,
Marquee
Dirty
Theater.
Dancing, the official movie roast.
The
Brought to you
movie
by
roast.
Pierre Show.
Yes. The
Vermont
movie roast.
Outlaws.
The movie roast of Dirty Dancing. I was telling the guys earlier that like it's gonna be a breeze. All we have to do is say the same jokes that we did in Roadhouse. Same exact jokes.
Anyways, that's all I got. I'm of course Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. Unfortunately, I will not see you Friday, but I'll probably be here. We got stuff coming out. Hopefully, this whole thing didn't seriously deschedule some stuff because I still got to do some. Molasses still got to do some reshoots and shit, but who knows? We might listen to a new song Molasses is working on the after show. And until then, I will see you guys next week on episode 12, where hopefully things are better. I have a date as to where I go back to my muggle life. Mwah. And yeah, other than that, I'm on vacation. Bucket bitches. I'll see you next week. Drunk Magician out. Gabba gabba hey, drunken cocked fans. It's Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, welcoming you to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4 After Show, brought to you only on Rumble. This is a very, very, very adult show, containing a very, very adult subjects. So please, if you're not very, very adult, or pretty much a kid that's over 21, now's your time to go.